Congrats on the win. Going into tonight, you mentioned that this was going to be a good challenge for your guys. Did you see the challenge going like this, and what can you just say about the response?
Yeah, we stacked the deck, I think, at mentally challenging them tonight. Didn't get off to the start that we wanted to, but we responded. Talked about at halftime that it was more than the physical piece of this game that we were missing. It was the mental piece of this game. Definitely a shift in our mentality, and we got rewarded for it.
When you look overall, when you're down just to 8 available players, you talked about the mentality and just the mindset of it all, but to have that and to have the guys still attack it and be resilient, what can you just say about that?
It's proof, it's evidence of who we want to be as a team. We talked about it, what day of the week, what state we're in, how many guys are available. It just doesn't matter that you have the ability and the choice to lock in and play. And the group that we had tonight, they did that. We talked about it before the game. Just show up, man. Show up and do the work. You get today. We're not promised tomorrow. And what if this was your last game? Like, what would your approach be? How would your mentality be? How would your performance be? And so this group really made a shift at halftime and showed a lot of, that word I use all the time, resolve. And they showed up and they got rewarded.
This is twofold, Jacque. You've talked about how Cam is pretty much unfazed out there when he's playing. But for him to be able to put in a fourth quarter like he did, really a whole game like he did, but a fourth quarter like he did under these circumstances, shorthanded, the shock of Kyrie, what does that say about his fortitude?
Well, I think, first of all, I'm glad that he has belief in me in the sense that, we were trying to save him. These guys haven't played, 30 minutes in a long time. And you saw there was a lot of stress on the guys, the minute-wise. And so to have him, we know he can make shots in the fourth. He's done it before. He's proven that. So to try to get him to the second half was hopefully the goal. And he has the ability to make shots, Brian. And he has the ability to step up in the moment and not panic. The great thing, he started off with a defensive possession that we didn't like as a team. We called timeout, we addressed it, and he made the shift. And from that point on, he was really good for our team tonight.
And I was just curious whether, A, Kyrie was in the building. Did he show up? And if so, did you have any more dialogue with him?
Kai was not in the building tonight.
Jacque, I got two for you. A lot throughout Cam's time here, there's been talk about, you mentioned his defense, his playmaking, etc. He also had 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Is this about his shot selection? Sometimes if we want to turn the faucet off, it's not running. Is this about as complete of a game as he's played since you've been here with him?
I think under the circumstances of us, what it looked like at halftime, the deficit that we had, we were trying to overcome. He just made plays, and I think at the end of the day, he can do it all. He can pass the basketball. Sometimes it's just how much time he's on the floor. Sometimes I put him in a position where he has to rush and prove and try to score quickly. Tonight he knew he was going to play. He let things come to him. He had the ability to make plays off the bounce. So yeah, he can do it all. He can rebound. He's strong enough to do that. He can defend. He can box out. He can do all the above, and he can score.
And then Markieff and Seth, do you have any updates on them?
Yeah, Markieff, knee soreness, and Seth, abductor. So both of those guys weren't able to finish the game for us.
Going off that, you finished the game with 8 guys. Do you expect in some way, shape, or form to have more available for Monday, given the 2 you just mentioned? Obviously, we've gone through the rest today.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope tomorrow is a day pointing towards that direction where the guys who didn't play can get back on the court a little bit and hopefully be ready for the next game.
2 quick ones for you, Coach. Edmond obviously gets to start in place of Kyrie. Just 29 points and just relentless in attacking the paint. What did you see from him?
Yeah, his mindset. He comes out and misses his first 3 threes, I believe, and we pulled him, gave him a chance to let the game come to him a little bit. But Ed is relentless. His ability to attack, he gives us something that we needed. We talked about that before the game. We want to get to the paint, attack the paint, and hopefully spray out for some threes. But his ability to create thrust to the rim is awesome for us. These guys have to be commended, man. This is a tough league, and guys like rhythm, guys like a cadence, and we're challenging that. They answered the bell tonight at a high level. The mental toughness that they showed tonight, this is going to help us not only tonight, but going forward.
And obviously, Patty, obviously, first half of the season or so outside of the rotation, leaned on him a little bit in the last few weeks. And then tonight, I think he had 2 back-to-back threes, including that one in transition that kind of shifted the game. Just how important was he in getting the momentum going you guys' way in that third quarter?
He's a juice, huge juice for us. And so he's done it before in his career. He knows he can shift the momentum of a game. That stretch right there really was big for us. It continued to have our group believe that we can win this game. He knows how I feel about him and how special he is to this team.
Jacque, obviously it didn't matter much prior to today, but what is your policy as far as injured players coming to the game?
Yeah, we've had both before, Nick, and sometimes guys have sat on the bench, sometimes they haven't. Kevin wasn't here tonight as well. There's some games Kevin has been on the bench. It's just really getting the approval from our staff whether or not that guy's going to be on the bench if he's, ruled out as injured.
So as it pertains to Kyrie tonight, was that an excused absence as far as the organization is concerned, as you're concerned?
Yeah, from our standpoint, it was, yes, that we all were ingredients of him not being here tonight, yes.
Utah got 3 points the last quarter, as you said. Could you give some comment about his play today?
Yeah, so, he played 10 minutes in the first half and knew that we were going to hopefully be able to use him at a small ball 5 tonight, which was big for us. We had a stretch where he was the biggest guy on the court for us. We were able to get out in transition and get some baskets and create some mismatches and get to the rim. And then you see that we're growing trust in him. He was in at the end on the defensive end because of his length and his ability to be in the right place at the right time. So each day he's improving, and it's good to see.